Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about my top 5 must-have self-hosted applications that you can run on your own home server or even your PC. Let's jump into it. At number 5, we have Sonatype Nexus. Now, Sonatype Nexus is an artifact repository. So think of Docker Hub, NPM, Maven. These are all artifact repositories. Sonatype Nexus allows you to publish your own libraries or applications to your own private repository. So if you're developing a Java library, for example, you can publish this to your own Maven repository hosted on your own server with Sonatype Nexus. Now, what's so great about that is that you can get used to utilizing an artifact repository to reference in your dependencies for your application. And you can also develop CI/CD pipelines for your applications. So whenever you push an update to your master branch, you can have that create and compile your artifact for that application and push it to your own private repository. You can even create your own full stack application that can run in a Docker container, host it in your own Docker Hub repository, and then send someone else your Docker Compose file with their own, username and password for your artifact repository. And then now they can clone and run that full stack application without having to install anything. It's really cool. And what can really be cooler than saying, perhaps in a job interview, that you've set up your own CI/CD pipeline with your own version control for your software. And whenever you need to roll back an application, you can just instantly do that with your private artifact repository. That's pretty impressive. So if you're a software developer, definitely start using Sonatype Nexus. You can host it on your own server for free. Coming in at number 4, we have Samba. Samba is an implementation of SMB, which is a network drive protocol. If you've ever worked in an office, you've probably mapped network drives to your PC so that people on multiple computers can all access the same files and data on their mapped network drive. Well, it turns out this is actually really easy to set up on your own home network if you have a Linux machine connected to your network. This way, if you have multiple computers or even your mobile device connected to your network, you can still access all of your data that's at the location where you have all of your storage. So if it's a RAID drive, you can access this from your phone, from your laptop, from your desktop. It's super handy. I use my network drive all the time. Coming in at number 3, we have Wireguard VPN. Wireguard allows you to set up your own VPN on your own network for free. It's very easy to set up with Docker and very easy to manage. Now, when you're traveling with your cell phone, you can easily have a secure connection to the internet. You can also access any devices on your internet when you're on the go. So, if you're at the car shop and you have your laptop, you can now connect to the VPN and you can remote desktop into your own workstation or access the files on your network drive on your phone, for example. Or if you're just self-hosting applications that aren't exposed to the internet, you can now access those applications when you're connected to the VPN. So say you have a web application that you don't necessarily want to expose to the internet for anyone to try to log in. You can just have that running on the local network. And then as long as you connect to your Wireguard VPN, you can now access that web application. At number 2, I have a tie for OpenSSH and XRDP, which is a remote desktop protocol for a Linux desktop system. So for OpenSSH, obviously you need to be able to connect to your server remotely. And if you're setting up a home server from scratch, you're not going to have SSH automatically installed like you would on a server in the cloud. So setting up OpenSSH is vital for being able to connect from another computer or even your cell phone. You can run a shell and run whatever commands you need to run on your server. Also with OpenSSH, it's very easy to create additional users that have very limited privileges. So you would want to set this up in a CI/CD pipeline where you have a user account whose credentials are saved as secrets in your repository. And in your CI/CD pipeline, you use those credentials to move your artifact onto your server at a particular location. So very precise permission control with OpenSSH. And not to mention that with OpenSSH, you can also just set up key pair authentication, which obviously is much more secure than password authentication. You have to have that key pair, which is authenticated on the server. So that's very nice and easy to set up. Now with XRDP, it can be really nice to have a graphic user interface for your server, especially if you're not super comfortable with just having a secure shell. Remote desktop protocol allows you to remote into the computer or into the server from your normal computer interface and interact with it on wherever you're accustomed to using your computer, whether it's a personal laptop that's running Windows or a desktop running Mac OS. You can just remote desktop into your Linux distribution, assuming you have a distribution that has a desktop, like Ubuntu desktop or Linux Mint or something like that. And coming in at number 1, I have Immich. Immich is effectively your Google Photos replacement or Apple Photos replacement. It is a very powerful open source application that you can install for free and help host all of your photos. So how are you benefiting? You have basically unlimited storage, or however much storage you want to provide on your own end, and you have no subscription fees. And you have the privacy of your own server. Now, of course, you are responsible for the storage of your own photos if you're going to self-host them and not use a service like Google Photos or Apple Photos. So you do need to be responsible for, having backups for your photos. I would still recommend, especially if you're a Prime user, make sure you're using Prime Photos for that unlimited photo storage. You might as well have that as a secondary backup. But otherwise, you can run this on a RAID server where you have your hard drive mirrored. That's a great backup solution. Or just take backups regularly if you just have relatively cheap hardware. Otherwise, Immich has mobile applications as well as the self-hosted web application. These are very well developed. The mobile application feels just like Google Photos. It has facial recognition. It has object detection in images, geographical positioning, album creation, and it has a very useful CLI for automating the process of uploading your entire library to your Immich application. So obviously I've already done several videos on Immich, and I'm working on videos for these other applications. Look in the description below for links to that. And if you have any opinions on these software, please leave your feedback in the comment section and I'll make sure to reply. If you want to see videos on how to set up these applications, make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss a video. And I'll see you then. Thank you.